We set the prediction time to 30 days after the member's subscription start date and the label time to 30 days later. Panda was subscribed from January 1st to February 9th and then resubscribed from March 1st onwards. Hence, prediction time is computed as January 31st and label time as March 2nd. Stay tuned for what happens with the second subscription. The computation proceeds. As more and more events are processed, a new entity subscription event occurs. Owl's prediction time and label time are February 9th and March 11th. Marmot's subscription started, with a prediction time of February 19th and label time of March 21st. We now have 3 training examples in the works. As events up to January 31st are processed, most of Panda's features are computed, such as the count of all prior sessions. As we hit the prediction time of Owl's example, most of its features are evaluated. We then hit the prediction time for Marmot's example, and most of its features are evaluated. We are now waiting for 3 label times. Panda resubscribes on March 1st, after a lapse in service back in February. We can build another example based on this subscription, with a prediction time of March 31st and label time of April 30th. As more events are processed, the label time of Panda's example matches. At this point, the example is fully computed, including label time and target value. Great work! Each example can have 1 label. Here, Owl's first example is fully computed and labeled, not churned. Final expressions are temporal. They describe how the result of a computation changes over time rather than just the current result. On March 21st, Marmot has not churned, even though the future shows they will eventually churn for good after June. Temporal computation is important. Aggregations incorporate values associated with different times. Panda's session count here is computed since the beginning of time, adding just 5 sessions since January 31st. Rather than answering a question with a single value, Fennel produces a stream of values. Marmot begins the second subscription in April, producing another example. At the time the label values for Panda were computed, the training dataset shows Panda has never churned, even with a gap in service. Temporal queries make it easy to reconstruct information available at arbitrary, data-dependent times in the past without leaking knowledge of the future. Marmot logged just 5 sessions by February 19th, adding 15 more leading up to May 20th. With Fennel, it's easy to reflect business logic as time selection. In this case, members who renew within 60 days of subscribing haven't churned, leaving only 1 computed churn example, Marmot. Now that all examples have been computed, feature values can be used for model training. When you're ready to host your final model, the same features will be computed at the current time for feature serving.